both VA and conventional. So we're going to jump into this break. 561-291-8569, 561-291-8569 is the Anytime hotline, or you can find me at www.mr.mortgage. We'll be back after this. Hey, it's Mark Eitel here, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show. And you've heard me talk about the valuation tool that we use in our lending practice almost daily. It's not quite an appraisal, but it's way more accurate than one of those online estimates. And we're happy to run one of those reports for you at no charge. Just visit freevaluereport.org. That's freevaluereport.org. Give us a little information about the property, and we'll be happy to send you your report. That's freevaluereport.org.
Here's another 5-star review.
We kept our business above water with credit cards during the pandemic. I'm glad we did. Business is better than ever. But I didn't want to be a slave to those credit card payments. I called Mark about the rec loan he advertises. Long story short, we did a rec refinance and paid off everything, even the car. Now we only have the mortgage payment. We're saving a bunch every month. Yes, we are happy to recommend Mark and the Mr. Mortgage team.
It's not every day that you need an appraisal, whether it's for a divorce settlement, estate planning, or maybe you're appealing a tax assessment, or you just want to make sure you have adequate coverage in your property insurance. When you need a certified appraisal, turn to my friends at soflappraisal.com. That's soflappraisal.com. Peter and his team have been appraising properties here in South Florida for decades. soflappraisal.com. And tell them you heard this on the Mr. Mortgage Show.
Are inflation and everyday expenses eating into your retirement income? Maybe you've considered a reverse mortgage and have unanswered questions like, do I still own my property? Can the bank kick me out? What happens when I die? Can I still leave my house to my kids? These are all great questions. Visit www.moreaboutreverse.com to learn more. That's www.moreaboutreverse.com. www.moreaboutreverse.com.
Welcome back to the Mr. Mortgage Show. Call us now, 561-291-8569.
All right, we are back. I'm Mark Eitel, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show, and super happy to spend a little bit of your weekend, or a little bit of my weekend with you, and you're spending a bit of yours with Dom and I. So super excited to be with you. And I hope you found that interesting. I know as veterans and first-time home buyers too, using FHA, they're really getting pinched, if you will, kind of squeezed out of opportunity. So I get a little passionate about that, but we're using that 2-for-1 approval strategy, and we're seeing some success with it. So I encourage you, if you're a veteran, to definitely jump in and use these type of more aggressive strategies. Get a team around you that will advocate for you and put those techniques to work. And actually, that's a subject that I just want to touch on for a minute. You hear me all the time talk about the necessity of a good team. And we've had some examples in today's show with these questions, why a good team will make a difference, right? So I think the first gentleman who asked a question, Caesar, was curious about his closing costs. Well, I'm not knocking anybody in that transaction, because honestly, I have no idea who they are or what happened or where, there was a misunderstanding. But obviously Caesar got wrapped around the axle with the cost of the closing, and it threw him off to the point that he's reaching out to us for clarity. So having a good team can get you through from start to finish without those. I'm not saying there won't be issues, right? Even the best pilot flying you from New York to LA may experience turbulence, but I promise you, if you get into some sketchy turbulence, you definitely want the best possible pilot up there. And that's kind of how I think about this world of real estate and these transactions. And things are moving so fast that we forget that this is often your biggest financial commitment, right? Look at the prices of today. These first-time buyers are out there buying $500,000 houses. So how often have they, at that point in their life, pulled the trigger on a $500,000 commitment? And you want the best team around you when you're doing that. So I encourage you, if you don't have full faith and confidence in the people around you, find a different group. And the really cool thing about real estate is it doesn't cost much more in most instances, sometimes none at all from a fee standpoint, to use the very best, because oftentimes the fees in a transaction are baked into the cake. So you could hire somebody that's a rock star that's going to get you through it unscathed for the same cost, if you will, that you're going to have somebody that might put you at jeopardy. And I'm not knocking anybody. There's a lot of great agents out there. I happen to really believe in the ones that I work with, so I'm happy to get you in touch with them if you need somebody. But, you know, I was driving in this morning and I saw something and it just flashed to mind. And I think this is how I envision a team in real estate. And I don't know how many people watch the Tour de France. And I'm going to admit I haven't watched it in a long time. But when Lance Armstrong was going for 5, 6, and 7, and the OLN network was playing it live, we had it on in the Mr. Mortgage office, and I was watching it every day and blown away by the teamwork. And you see the team sprints, and you would see Lance in the middle with his yellow jersey on, and you would see his team around him. And one rider would be out front, and Lance would be behind him, and there would be a third rider behind Lance pushing him as the first guy was breaking the wind barrier. And the whole goal of that team was to get Lance the best opportunity to get over the finish line. And that's what the real estate transaction is. Sometimes it's me, your lender, out front doing the heavy lifting, and your agent is behind you pushing. Sometimes the agent is out front and the lender is pushing. But I assure you, all of those guys know each other, trust each other, and have trained together. And that's why they have the full faith and confidence that they're going to get that yellow jerseyed rider over the finish line. And in the real estate transaction, hey, that's you. You've got the yellow jersey on, and it's up to the team around you to get you over that finish line as quickly and as cost efficiently, and maximizing the opportunity on the other side of it for you. So I'm not going to beat that over the head anymore. Get a good team. If you don't have a good team, call me, 561-291-8569. I'd love to ride for you. You can wear the yellow jersey. I'll go out front. I'll get you real estate agents around you, title company, title attorney, inspectors, appraisers. We've been doing this a long time, and we've got an amazing network of rock stars. So get a great team. We're happy to help. That's it. You hear the sirens up behind me again, so give us a shout. 561-291-8569 is the anytime hotline. When we're not in the studio, that rings to my office, 291-8569, or as always, www.mr.mortgage. Thanks.
That's a wrap. Join Mark Eitel next week for more thrilling, edge-of-your-seat discussions about real estate and mortgages, right here on The Mr. Mortgage Show.
Hey, it's Mark Eitel here, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show. And you've heard me talk about the valuation tool that we use in our lending practice almost daily. It's not quite an appraisal, but it's way more accurate than one of those online estimates. And we're happy to run one of those reports for you at no charge. Just visit freevaluereport.org. That's freevaluereport.org. Give us a little information about the property, and we'll be happy to send you your report. That's freevaluereport.org.
Are inflation and everyday expenses eating into your retirement income? Maybe you've considered a reverse mortgage and have unanswered questions like, do I still own my property? Can the bank kick me out? What happens when I die? Can I still leave my house to my kids? These are all great questions. Visit www.moreaboutreverse.com to learn more. That's www.moreaboutreverse.com. www.moreaboutreverse.com.